Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Kedicus, and today I'm going to be doing another video review of the Moog Voyager XL. I say another video review because back when I bought the Voyager, I made a review for it, but in my excitement and my haste, I put out a review before I really knew what I was doing with it. I also didn't have the setup to directly wire in the audio, and I didn't know how to use the patch bay, and so many problems with that review. So I figured I should do this beautiful beast a service, a good service instead of a disservice, and review it with proper audio and with a better understanding of how to use it. So without further ado, let's get into the outside review of the machine, and then we'll get into the sound and stuff like that. Okay? I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, so welcome back everybody. Here I am. I'm going to be holding my microphone in one hand and dragging wires all over the place with the other. No, I'll be playing the keyboard with the other hand. Okay, so here you're looking at the overtop view of it, and I'm going to do a couple things on here. I'm going to start with showing you a couple of patches of this, and perhaps I can even find some iconic Moog sounds, although who knows if I can or not. Whoa. Those are all like keyboard off, so they just automatically play. So I'm just going through the settings and they do that. Okay, let's try this one out here. This one's called Preset 005 Default Prog, and it's probably something that I made myself and then didn't change the name for. Sorry about that. That's really loud. I guess I just blew everybody's ears off. Okay, right there, what you heard was me pressing the aftertouch. Right now I have a patch going in here. Can we see that on the camera? Yes, we can. I have a patch going in here. It's going from pressure, which is keyboard, how hard you press, going into an attenuator right here, which limits the amount that the attenuation or the change can happen. Then going into the lag processor right here, which slows down the effects of pressing it in and when it actually happens. Going into the wave shape on the oscillator. I can do something like change it from wave shape to pitch, and then let's turn it up a little bit. And let's use some aftertouch. Cool. Now let's try turning the lag processor rise down to a much faster setting, and the fall to a faster setting. That means when I push it down, it'll happen quicker, and when I let it go, it'll also happen quicker, like it'll revert back quicker. And you can hear the lag processor in action. Cool. So you can hear the lag processor is doing its job. If I turn them way back up again, and then I turn this here. It happens a lot slower. Turn them way back down. So it's basically real time with my pressing of the aftertouch instead of being delayed by the lag processor. Pretty cool. Of course, I can patch this a bunch of different ways to have, for example, the pitch wheel to do something other than pitch, or the mod wheel to do whatever I want it to using the patches here. For an example, let's try a patch right here. Let's go from pressure to mod. Turn this down here. Go from mod to what? LFO2? Sure. And okay, let's just do it like that. Okay, so right now, I'm not really doing anything, but I can turn up the mod wheel. So the mod wheel is actually affecting the pitch as just the same as a pitch wheel, although it is taking into account the LFO control as well. Different. Let's go back into wave shape. Oh, let's go to cutoff here. Let's try that out. Okay, so let's, to give you a basic idea of how the synthesizer sounds without too much effect on it, I am going to turn off a couple of these oscillators here. That's just oscillator 1. Do a little bit of wave shape sweeping here. Introduce oscillator 2. Cool. And do a little funk right here with the touch screen on here. It's not actually a screen, it's just a touch pad. It's a capacitive touchpad. And right now it's set to control the filter, obviously. I think that's the default for every patch's filter, and then you can modulate it or change it according to what you patch in down here, and possibly even in the menu itself, although I haven't dug so deeply into it. So anyway, we've got two oscillators going right here. We've got oscillator 1 and oscillator 2. Neat. Let's add in oscillator 3. Nice. Turn off the modulation. So you can hear the filter, like the filter cutoff is set very low by default. I actually tend to really like soft patches myself, so a lot of the patches I build are not abrasive, and they perhaps don't make the greatest leads. But let's hear a little bit of filter sweep on here. Let's here we go. We'll leave the envelope gate set to external on external, so it'll just play. It won't turn off, it just lets the signal run through the oscillators. Okay. Cool. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use oscillator 3, but I'm not going to tie it to the keyboard. I'm going to untie it from the keyboard. I'm going to let it play its own note. I'm going to set the frequency on there, and then I'm going to see if I can harmonize to it. Go, Cade! Nice. So it's actually kind of cool what you can do with that. A little waveform sweeping there. Pretty. Now, the other day I figured out that, well, the Moog Voyager XL doesn't have any effects built in. You can actually use the LFO2 as a kind of makeshift delay. It's really neat, and if I can remember how to do it, let's pull out some patch cables. Okay, let's go from what? Let me see here. Let's take the pressure. Is that what we're gonna do? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Or maybe the, yeah, okay, let's do the pressure. Let's go to the ribbon in, even more fun, and go to the ribbon out, and then go to the LFO2 in, CV in, okay, and then let's go from there to the out and go to the volume. Let's try this. There's no sound. Uh-oh. What have I done? All right. Maybe, no, that's, I don't know. I messed that patch up. Hold on a second here. I'm gonna get it eventually. Well, that's, oh, okay. Well, I think yeah, that's kind of it, you know. Cool. Okay, I'm sorry, I failed on that one. I failed on that one. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Okay, let's go through a couple of the patches that are built into this thing. You just heard one that I made. It's very nice. It's kind of iconic sounding, like the Moog iconic sound of the... Yeah, very soft and warm and kind of like holds you. This is called Work in Progress. Another one that I made, apparently. Little bit of mod wheel there. Yeah. Moving on, preset 5, default, prog. As you can hear, the third oscillator is not tied to the keyboard. Ooh. After touch. Controlling the filter cutoff. Let's set it to control the wave. So it's actually doing the LFO there. Now you can get the dirty sound by turning the LFO way up. So dirty. All right, let's go to the next patch. Cool, nice and growly. Again, it's another patch that I made, and so it's, again, a soft patch, because that's the ones I like. Another one. This one I definitely made by accident, but I think it sounds kind of neat. Cool, turn off the resonance. I think it personally sounds a lot better. I'm actually not a big fan of resonance myself. I know that for a lot of people they like it and they like to put it into their patches and stuff, but I don't know. I find, like I said, I like soft patches or soft sounds, and I find resonance just sharpens it up a bit much. But sometimes I accidentally come across something that sounds kind of cool. Cool. Okay, let's move on. This one... kind of sounds like video game music, right? Nice. Next patch. Sounds better as a bass. Cool. Next one. This is a pre-built patch. The ones that I've showed you before were the ones that I made on my own, mostly by accident. I will be very 100% honest with you, and I am still not at all what one would call fluent with this machine, and I would never name this review a totally professional review. This is definitely a totally amateur review, but I'm a lot more comfortable with it now than I was before. That being said, I don't have a lot of patches made on it, so what you're going to hear from now, like here on out, are all the inbuilt patches. Thank goodness, right? Neat. Next. That's actually kind of a cool sound right there. That'd be a good intro if I could just remember how to do it. Next. This one's one that I made. I called it Strong Lead, and you can determine for yourself whether it's a lead or not, but that's what I called it. Welcome to Nintendo Land. Nice. Next. This one's called Bass-sicle, so like basicle, like popsicle, bass. So get it? I didn't name this one. Moog did. Blame them for the wonderful name. Sweet. Perhaps that's just a little bit low. I don't actually know how to like play the notes by heart on a keyboard. Isn't that funny considering all the reviews I do and all the keyboards I have? I always play everything by ear, which means I have to finger around on the keyboard to learn the notes every single time. Isn't that awesome? I'm the perfect person to give you a review of keyboards and stuff. Uh-oh. Next. Very cool effect, like tuning into a radio. And up the modulation. Neat. Okay, let's move on. This is an evolution patch. So was the last one, actually. Evolution patch is like when Moog programs their patches into this thing, or when they programmed their patches into this thing, they categorized everything. So you've got leads and basses and strings, although I don't think that this thing is wonderful at making string sounds, but you know, whatever. Synthesized strings, and you've got evolution patches, which are really cool because they have this like long effect to them. Let's just let it play. Very cool. Sorry, I'm kind of getting lost in this right now. This is one of the things that I love about the Voyager XL is that making patches on it, or just playing with it, playing with the knobs and like filter sweeping and playing with the touch screen on here, it really feels like the most pure form of an analog oscillator or of an analog synthesizer. It's just, there's so much that can be done on the device, just on the single device, to just kind of carry you away on this kind of musical journey, or this oral journey all about sound. And I can sit here and just space out in front of it for an hour or two at a time. My wife thinks I'm dumb. That's okay. She doesn't understand. Okay. Enough of that patch. Enough. This patch is called Soft and Low, and it's a bells category. Let's have a sound. Let's have a listen. Turn off the mod wheel. Kind of bell sounding. It needs a little bit of a sustain on there, doesn't it? And release. Neat. This one's called Sawtooth SEQ Sequence. Okay, that was a little underwhelming. And then, next. Okay, very sweet, very soft. It's called soft lead, actually. It's called smooth, slow attack lead, and it's in the soft lead category. Moving on. This is called AM drum. It's percussion. Cool. This one's called Sleep, Little Darling. It's a soft bass. If you're not wearing really good headphones while you're watching this, then you probably can't hear this. It's very soft, but also very powerful. This one's called Crazy Choir. It's a Vox sample, or in the Vox, not sample, it's a Vox category patch. Neat. Let's turn up the modulation wheel. What do? You turn the sound off. Okay. Cool story, bro. All right. That's pretty much a good enough audio sampling of the machine. I don't know if there's anything else that I can show you about it other than the patch bay. I already did that and showed you the frequency and oscillators. So I guess I'm going to wrap up the review on this note. If you have any questions or comments about the video review or about the synthesizer, I'd love to answer them for you. And I'm very very thankful that you guys have tuned into the video. And by all means, please give a like to the video and comments and subscribe if you haven't already. And if there's anything else you'd like to see in kind of like a follow-up review, like I didn't show this or I didn't show that about the synthesizer, then feel free to leave those in the comments and I will see if I can muster up the motivation to make a follow-up review where I answer some questions or show some elements of the synth that I perhaps missed this time. Anyway, that's it for my review today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to you guys next time. This is Cadicus, out.